Hello, welcome to StarCraft 2. I am Squallcasting, and in this game we have Azrael as the Red Terran going up against Chandra, which sounds like it could be a girl's name, like maybe an Asian girl. So maybe this is a woman. Who knows? There are women on the internet, believe it or not. Now, this was another game submitted to me by Azrael here. He is in the Masters League, so thank you to you, Azrael, for submitting me this game so I could cast it and we could all enjoy it. Now, this is a Terran versus Protoss on a map, which name I can't remember. I think it might be Cloud Kingdom LE or something like that. I don't know, I don't really care. I'm terrible with map names. I'm just like, it's this map which happens to have 2 Zelnaga watchtowers and ramps with rocks on them. Yeah! Anyway, we'll see what happens. Chandler's throwing down the pylon. Looks like he wants to send his probe to scout now. Azrael, on the other hand, going to finish up that supply depot very soon, and we'll be able to get a barracks going very soon. So, no cannon rushing, no proxy raxing in this game. Thus far, all very standard. And while I sometimes joke that it's hard to be unstandard at the 130-minute mark, we could be seeing a forge like right here at this point in the game. It could happen. Usually doesn't, but it could. In any case, Chandra going to scout on up here. Might try to pick away at that SCV a little bit and be annoying. But for now, looks like he's content to just head on in, see how many gases there are. Does see that single refinery going up now. So he knows it's not going to be a gasless 1-rax FE as we sometimes see in TVP. But it's not like 2 gases at the 230-minute mark. I'm not even sure if that's a build. Maybe if you're wanting to rush Banshees, I don't know. I'm pretty terrible at timings. Anyway, Azrael gonna scout down himself. Gonna see that Chandra is indeed not Artosis piloting himself. Very good. Is getting a cyber core and has his 3 probes in his gas, so very typical. Let's see what he goes into from there. And we have another barracks from Azrael, so looks like he wants to commit into bio to an extent. And really, in Terran versus Protoss, what the Terran does is pretty predictable at this point, I would say. Most often you see a bio ball with Viking support. The Vikings try to pick off Colossi, and then the bio ball shreds the Gateway Force. That's what you usually see, and then the Protoss is usually, Colossi, Doom Ball of Suffering. Occasionally you'll see it mixed up where they will go for, say, High Templar instead, in which case, instead of Vikings, the Terran needs to get Ghosts instead. So that's usually how most games play out these days. You don't see a ton of variety, but it's still a lot of fun to watch, and we'll just have to see what happens. So Azrael did get a reactor first. Interesting decision. So definitely wants to get lots and lots of Marines out. Looks like he wants to expand soon as he is letting those minerals build up a bit. And just now getting concussive shells first. Interesting. So I would have to guess that this is going to be some early pressure by Azrael. Get a handful of Marauders and Marines and then harass the Protoss. And with concussive shells, Zealots don't really do anything, and Stalkers just can't run away. So this could be a pretty potent attack by him. Chandra does look like he wants to push up a little bit. He is expanding behind it, so this isn't any kind of crazy 4-gate pressure. But he's going to scout up there, see that many Marines, and he's going to know he needs to fall on back. There's no way he can take that. Concussive Shell is going to finish very soon. It researches quite quickly, and we might see him move out right now with this force. He's bringing 2 SCVs. Might try to plant down some bunkers here. And yeah, Chandra definitely looking like she is in a bit of trouble. I'm just going to start saying it's a she now, even though I really have no idea. And Azrael looks like he's going to turn the pain on, turn on the hurt, bring the pain, however that expression goes, and expanding behind it. So definitely an interesting play, bit of a high pressure play. We'll see if Chandra is able to get out enough to defend it. Definitely going to be hard pressed. He does have a Robo-Bait coming down now, but it's definitely not going to be done in time for this. And will he cancel this Nexus, or will he let it finish and try to save it? I think he needs to cancel that. There's no way he can save that. Might just delay for as long as possible and then cancel. Yeah, there's the cancel. Good move by him. He knows there's no way he can save that, and Azrael's just going to get himself entrenched, throw down some bunkers, and just force Chandra to stay on one base while he himself gets his second up. So an interesting play out of Azrael. Quite cool. This bunker might be a little bit too close to this cliff line, like it might be possible for a stalker to shoot from here. Could be he realized I hadn't cancelled it for that reason, or, yup, he was content to just cancel and delay the Nexus, and now he's just going to pull on back. So pretty cool from him. Let's see if Chandra's aware of that yet. Nope, he still thinks there's an army down there. So at some point he will move down there and realize the entire army went home, and it's okay now. Azrael throwing down a scan. Could be he wants to check for tech. Could also be he's making Chandra think he's going to attack up there in a second. And Chandra's just continuing to warp units in. Huh. That's a very cool play by Azrael. I really like that. And now he's just throwing down a bunker up front at home. And he's going to move that orbital down, take his base, and just secure that nice little economic lead. And now just going to move into that medevac production, and it'll just be bio, medevac, and eventually Vikings, if Chandra does move into Colossi, which seems reasonably likely to me since he's gotten this robo facility. Although that said, robo facility is pretty standard in all matchups at this point, because you kind of need those observers just to get map vision and awareness, and because observers are just straight up awesome. So, and Azrael's sending the factory out to scout, because why not? You're not using it. Might as well take a look around with it. And Chandra still doesn't know that Azrael's gone. He's pushing down here now going, well, dang. I guess there wasn't a base there anymore. But for now, it looks like he's just going to continue pushing forward and try to attack. Azrael looks pretty well prepared for that. Does have some supply depots down to protect the bunker. Does have a bunker. We'll see, though. This is quite a lot of stuff from Chandra. Azrael does see it coming, though, with that factory, so he knows it's there. We'll see if he pulls some SCVs to repair up the bunker. Forward supply depot or pylon going down now. So that way Chandra can warp in those reinforcements. And yep, filling up that bunker. Getting his bio positioned nicely. Has two medevacs there to help defend. But Chandra looks like he wants to go for it. His immortals aren't all shooting yet. Force field goes down, prevents the repair. We'll see what happens though. Azrael has a decent number of bio. He is getting some good force fields down, though, that are preventing a lot of those units from attacking effectively. And those immortals are really going to work, soaking up damage, dealing damage. But there's a bit too much from Azrael, though, and Chandra has to fall back for the moment. Getting another warp in, though. Going to push up once again. Azrael, though, bottlenecks him nicely at the ramp, falling back, dodging the force fields. Pulling SCVs, too. Wow. Azrael clearly feeling like he's under a bit of pressure. 3 immortals is pretty darn terrifying. Might lose one. Yep, loses 1 immortal, so that's no good at all for Chandra. Continue to warp units in. Azrael just going to hold this high ground, try to pick units off as they come up. And Chandra does not have any sentries left, so he can't do any force fields to pin the army in place. Definitely a tense position. Chandra also way behind on supply. Wow, this is, it's not all in by him, but it's kind of all in. But he's pushing up again anyways. Doing what he can. Azrael's microing back nicely, dealing damage. Taking out another immortal. Shredding those stalkers. Those medevacs just paying for themselves so much. This medevac completely depleted of energy. It has been doing so much work. I'll see, does those marauders manage to take out the immortal? No, he could have finished it, but chose to run instead. Pulling SCVs once more. But Chandra chooses to fall back once again. And his natural will be finishing up fairly soon. So it's not all in, but he is behind on probes, and his economy is just nowhere near Azrael's. So he's definitely in a bit of a rough spot, trying to deal a fatal killing blow, but just not quite managing it, and only managed to kill 6 SCVs. So Azrael definitely in a commanding position right now, has a significant SCV lead, and has those mules on top of that, and is getting his 3rd command center at the same time, so he knows he's ahead, and when ahead, get further ahead. Always such a smart thing to do. And it looks like he might want to push out a little bit. He does have quite a few medevacs now, so that's a lot of healing power. This army is not that large, but could be he just wants to do a drop, or just poke up and then run away if it looks like there's too much stuff. We will see. Chandra's rebuilding at home decently, has managed to get some sentries again for force fields. They don't have a lot of energy yet though, and this is just not a lot to this much bio. Especially when that bio has stim, and +1 is going to be finishing up any moment now. So Chandra in a bit of a rough spot. We'll see though. He is positioned on this ramp so he can get some good force fields down, cut up the army, kill lots of it really easily, then fall back, wait for the force fields to expire, then do the same thing. And Azrael scanning the rocks. Interesting decision. Maybe he thought there was an observer there. Who knows? He's going to swing on up here though, completely avoiding that ramp. Good call by him. And he's going to drop into the main. This is looking terrible for Chandra. He's positioned out front, but does he suspect this? Does he suspect this? Here come the dropships. We'll have to see how Chandra responds to this. This Robo Bay is completely exposed. Azrael could pick that off and deny Colossus production. Chandra isn't responding yet, just now starting to move his units back. And there goes the Robo Bay. That is terrible for him. He's killing off the gas, preventing that income, so that way Chandra cannot build those high-tech units. And he's just going to pick up and get out of there for free. Only losing one Marine in the process. Might lose out medevac. No, not quite. Very nicely played by Azrael, doing tons of damage for basically nothing. And just continuing to secure himself a very nice lead. This third commander is finished. It's an orbital now, and it's going to move over. And he's just going to throw down more barracks and continue making that bio. And now Chandra's kind of in this awkward position where he has sentries out here, I guess, to try to force field an attack coming in. But then he has a bunch of units here, too, in case another drop comes. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Just as he decides to move down to the natural. Oh, boy. When's he going to respond? When's he going to respond? Come on. Okay, he's coming. And just killing those gases again. And then probably going to run away again. Oh, looks like he might want to engage into it. Nope, deciding to pick up and run. Loses a single Marauder. Doesn't really kill much. I think he might have gotten one Stalker. So that drop, not as effective as the last, but still just keeping Chandra on his toes, keeping Chandra bottled up in here. He can't really safely take a third while he's like that, especially since these dropships are right here. And Azrael just continuing to power ahead with this significant lead, throwing down another command center because he's completely safe right now. Chandra cannot attack. If he does, he risks losing his entire base. This probe does get catch sight of these medevacs, and he knows this is coming in again. He's ready this time. Azrael turns back immediately. He knows the gig is up. And we'll see if he chooses to wait there a little bit longer or if he decides to try to push in. He does have a significant force coming out here now. He does have 1-1 finished up to the no upgrades at all from Chandra. And we'll see. He might just sit on that watchtower for a while, or he might try to attack up to the natural while there's a drop going on. Does manage to pick off that probe. And we'll see what happens. Chandra, though, looks like he wants to take that third. He really wants it. Moving all of his units down there. Is Azrael going to go up the ramp now? Yep, looks like he's gonna. Chandra seems to be knowing about this still, pulling on back. His units coming in single fire, getting some good force fields down, trapping a bunch of units. And Azrael's going to have to fall back. He can't stand up to that Colossi. Good force fields going down, picking off even more units. And Chandra gets a lot of attack kills for free. But Azrael dropping into the main again, stimming up. Killing pylons, depowering gateways, killing so many probes. That is awful for him. Gonna get this Colossi for free. That is awful for Chandra. The 1A syndrome coming to haunt him. Some good force fields going down. Azrael looks like he's gonna pick up and run again. Those sentries shooting down a medevac. Azrael gets away. So some more blows being traded. Chandra down on supply but holding on. Moving probes back to his main, gonna rebuild that pylon and put down some more gateways. But this fourth has finished up now. This third has been mining for some time, and Azrael's just in such a commanding lead right now. I really can't see him losing at this point unless he makes a significant blunder. Let's see though, Chandra getting a Templar archive, so that could be what he needs to equalize against this very bio-oriented force. And Azrael has not... Okay, never mind. He's getting ghosts right now. I was about to say, he hasn't gotten to Ghost Academy. Actually, he totally did. Where is it? Where's that Ghost Academy you hid from me? Where is it? There it is. Hasn't gotten cloaking. But really, those ghosts are there mainly to EMP. He's not too worried about cloaking in at this point. Templar Archives, though, gonna finish up, so it will be Ghosts versus High Templar. A whole bunch of Templar warping in now. He isn't researching Storm. Okay, so he's just gonna make them into Archons. That's a good idea, too. Archons hit crazily hard against biological units. So it could work out for him. And looks like he might want to take that third now. I feel like he really should try to take it. Just because he's so far behind on tech. But just continuing to build units. He does have 1-1 now. Azrael currently has 2-2, so Azrael's still ahead in those upgrades, but not crazily ahead. And just warping in more Zealots. He does not have Charge. Charge will finish very soon, though, and that might be his cue to go attack. And that's quite a few Zealots with Archon support and Immortals and Sentries. That could absolutely obliterate this army. So Charge has finished. We'll see what he wants to do. I'm pretty sure he knows that's there because the rocks are dying. He's just wanting to position for a flank, I suppose. Azrael moving up. And here we go. Some EMPs going down, mostly whiffing. Charge Dodge streaming on in. Not connecting the greatest. Some good force fields going down. And it's hard to say what's going to happen. Azrael just has so much stuff. And I don't think Chandra can really hold on to it. Yeah, Chandra's losing absolutely everything. Snipes going down. Archons all die. And the good game. So, very well played by Azrael. He's going to celebrate his victory by killing a couple of defenseless buildings. Why not? Yeah, very nicely played by him. Just keeping the pressure on. Keeping Chandra down on 2 bases. Chandra never quite able to catch up in economy, and Azrael just winning because he just had so much more stuff. So, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe and leave comments, and I will see you later.